Church Girl CEO for women who are leaders in ministry and business are looking for you to join our Facebook group where we encourage each other to every day. We have Motivational Monday, Tip Tuesday, and now we have Feature Friday where you will get to be featured with your business. Now, everyone should write a book. And if you're ready to tell your story before the end of the year, then you need to visit www.writethebook.com and be like these other authors of truth. And you got this. Register today. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome all of my Church Girl CEO. This is the night that Conversations with Deborah Franklin is dedicated to everything for Church Girl CEO to have Friday feature businesses. Because in Church Girl CEO, our goal is to help our women in ministry who are CEOs to spread the word about their businesses, what they are doing, and how they can help the community. And that is what you can do as well. So all my ladies, all my women in ministry who have business owners, you need to come on over to Church Girl CEO, join in our group. Like the commercial said, we have Motivational Monday where we motivate each other that we can make it to the next level. We have Tip Tuesday where we give real business tips. And we're not selling you anything. Yes, we have coaches in the group, but these coaches know they're coming on to give you real tips that you can actually use, not something to bait you in, but tips that you can actually use. Then on Wednesdays is Work With Me Wednesday. That is the day you get to come on, talk about your business, tell everybody what you're doing, what programs you are selling, how to do some stuff. You know, that's what Work With Me Wednesday is. And then on Thursdays, of course, you're joining me on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. And then every other Friday is going to be Feature. That's what I said. Friday Feature Business. Yes, I said it. You're going to be able to come on. You can sign up. And you can also participate in Motivational Monday and Tip Tuesday by just signing up. See, membership does what? Has its privileges. But tonight, y'all, I am so excited about coming on tonight, talking to our business owners, because one of our business owners, yes, I said it, honey, one of the business owners tonight, well, her and her partner are on, but she is a Church Girl CEO. Yes, she is a Church Girl CEO. She is all that in a bag of chips. She's also one of the co-authors. Yeah, I said it, y'all. Co-authors of what? Truth. Truth is a beast. And if you have not gotten your copy, you need to definitely get your copy, since I know she's going to talk about that. But I won't be before you long. We got a quick commercial. I'm going to bring both of our guests up, because when we come back, y'all, we're going to be talking about it's all about the business. Hey, look out, I just up in the building.
Hey,
Let me fix this so we can all be seen. Now everybody can see us. Nobody. Oh. Hey, Selena. Hey, okay, see, now Selena is the Church Girl CEO. So I don't be tripping because we got a man on here, but the man is connected to the Church Girl CEO. So when you got somebody that's connected, see, membership has its privileges. So right. I'm going to let Selena introduce her business partner, and then we're going to have a quick conversation. And then guess what, guys? See, this is what happens on Feature Friday. You get the whole time to talk about your business and why they need to work with you. All right, Selena, I'm turning it over to you to introduce your coworker. I mean, not coworker, your partner.
We all have business partners, and I'm telling you, I am super excited to be connected to this gentleman. My name is Selena R. Wells. I am a business broker. I am a Church Girl CEO. So honored to be here today with Coach Deborah. She is simply amazing. She is the absolute truth. I'm going to tell you that. So I like to introduce my business partner, who I have been knowing at least for 10 years now. And he has been very instrumental in helping me to really develop the foundation of my business. We call him the small business architect. And I'm telling you, once you hear from him, you are going to be amazed. He speaks with such wisdom, and he speaks so well that nobody can come behind him. So that's why I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to let him take it away, because he have the information of our product and services that we have collaborated together to share with you all. I'm going to introduce my business partner, Juwan Buford. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, and thank you. I'll have to cut you a check for that incredible introduction, Ms. Wells, once this broadcast has concluded. But it's a privilege and honor to be with you all here this evening. Thank you, Ms. Deborah Franklin, for providing this platform. Absolutely incredible. Your energy was contagious. Like, I was on 9 when I joined, but now I'm on 10.
I like it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I tell people all the time, look, if you're not excited about the thing that you're doing, you can't expect anyone else to be. So I love that enthusiasm and leadership that you are exercising. And yes, my name is Juwan Buford, broadcasting out of Detroit metropolitan area, and definitely excited to be a partner with Miss Selena Wells. Can't say enough about her. She has a heartbeat to serve. Has helped so many individuals over the years since I've known her, and I've watched her grow and just become more powerful, be able to go further, to go harder, to help more people. And it's just phenomenal. You know, the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship is you get to choose your partners, right? You get to choose your workmates. And, you know, they say birds of a feather flock together, and I know I'm in great company tonight. So thank you. But briefly, my professional background is that of a former investment advisor. I did that for approximately 17 years, working with business owners and corporations all across North America, basically making sure they have the resources, making sure they have the capital, making sure they're making smart decisions in terms of scaling and growing their businesses, but also making sure they're making smart decisions in terms of managing their own personal livelihoods, taking care of their family, making sure they're creating generational wealth, and not making those errors in judgment that can sometimes be fatal. Right. And that's what I did for over a decade. I transitioned to became more of, I guess, a serial entrepreneur. And I tell people all the time, look, I don't pretend to be a business coach or a know-it-all. I'm just an entrepreneur that's built businesses over years, and I help other people do the exact same thing. So I'm about this entrepreneurial life. I think entrepreneurship is empowerment. And at the end of the day, for those who want to participate, I'm about that life and helping others do the same. And, you know, briefly today, what I want to talk about is what it means to be a business owner, in particular, what it means to be a micro business owner and unique challenges associated with it, right? And everyone listening in, when I say micro business owner, I mean is you, your spouse, you or your children, or perhaps it's just you, whether you're working out of your basement, out of your living room, out of your home office, or maybe you have a co-working space or you've acquired a space somewhere. What we're talking about is those business owners are typically be classified as 5 employees or less. And that's 80% of business owners, right? So hopefully I'm capturing a majority of you. And look, those of you who are listening, you already know where I'm probably going with this, right? Being in business today is so easy in the sense that because of technology, you can start a business anytime, anywhere, right? And you don't have to be a genius to do so because information is available to us via the internet. That's the beautiful thing about it. But the challenge of it is that business has become more complicated than it was 10 to 15 years ago. The bottom line is, I know all of you listening, including myself periodically, we've all dealt with the stress of waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, going to bed 12 o'clock at night, and feeling like we haven't accomplished enough, right? Because as a micro business owner, we're wearing a million different hats. We're the marketing person, the communications director, we're the CFO, we're the receptionist, we're answering the phone, we're copy editing. We are putting out the fire because someone's angry and upset, and we're taking on challenges every single day. You know, we try to be the accountant, the attorney. We're trying to do everything. And of course, most small business owners, I think we realize it'd be nice to have an attorney. It'd be nice to have a CPA. It would be nice to have a copy editor or an IT person or a marketing person to help us. That makes sense, right? As business owner, the goal is to delegate those things so you can spend time building and working in your craft, right? But the bottom line is, for most small business owners, it's cost inhibitive. So let's be real, right? What we basically do is we make Google decisions, right? We go online, we take the advice of Susie Stapnowski. I know many of you probably don't know who Susie Stapnowski is. That's the point, right? Why are you taking Susie Stapnowski's opinion about whether to start your business as an LLC or an S Corp, right? But that's what most of us do. We acquire documents from family and friends and loved ones or other sites that may or may not be correct, or we just try to do it all ourselves, and that can turn into a mess, right? And as micro business owners, once you've been in business for longer than 2 minutes, you learn there are a couple resources you can't be without. Number one, you got to have access to a personal banker or a finance person. You just have to have it. You have to know the difference between a cash flow statement, an income statement, and a balance sheet. A lot of business owners missed out on a lot of monies during the pandemic, particularly when monies were being made available by the SBA, not because they weren't working hard, not because they didn't have a good product or service, not because they didn't have a viable presence in the marketplace, but they didn't have their paperwork in order. So you got to have someone to help you get those things in order, right? You have to have an attorney. You have to have legal assistance. The bottom line is this ain't your granddaddy's economy, right? Years ago, my grandfather basically taught me you shake someone's hand, you look them in the eyeball, and your word is bond. It doesn't work like that today. And you'll find out being an entrepreneur is not the stuff you see on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, okay? This is not flag football. This is rugby. And if you don't have an attorney watching your interests and protecting yourself and making sure people don't take advantage of you, you will get your teeth knocked out, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you're dropping some nuggets right now. I'm violating my whole show format, but I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. This is my show.
Okay, I'm sorry. I get excited when we talk about these things, though, for real.
All I said was tell these people who you are. You done told us how we done running our business right.
I'm sorry.
Paperwork. We need to stop listening to whoever that name was because I can't pronounce it. And told us to stop Googling stuff. And then we got to go get a lawyer. And then we ain't no, basically, we's a micro business. We ain't got but 5 to 12 employees. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know, I'm not even going to ask my question because right now, you done already took over the show. Because my thing is, no, I am answering my question because I'm getting ready to give y'all the show anyway. Because y'all got 15 minutes to do what you do because that is the purpose of Friday Feature Business. Is that one thing I do want to ask the people because I like for business owners to be able to show that different side, to tell that whole truth about what they're going through. Yes, we can talk about go get your paperwork right, go get this right, but then we never talk about what we went through because we didn't do it right. And I mean, just be honest, because I'm teaching you from experience, not from what I learned in a textbook, because the textbook, we don't never follow the textbook. Stop playing. But, you know, I was listening to, because I went through something today and I needed to remind myself of who I was and whose I was, and that you can't talk to me any kind of way. You can't treat me in any kind of way because I know I'm all that in a bag of chips. So I had to listen to Conqueror by Estelle. What does being a conqueror look like to you? Because she says, she has this one line that totally messes me up when she says, you know, I'd rather stand tall than be on my knees. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So it's like, you know, yeah, we got to pray about it, but what you doing when you get up? That's what I interpret. That's how I interpreted it. So I want to know, as business brokers, what does conqueror look like and sound like for you? Or for each of
you? Well, I'll defer to you.
Well, you know, for me, it's whatever obstacle, whatever situation that comes, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to go through the thing so that I'm always coming out on the other side. You know, I saw this picture on Facebook the other day, and it was a picture that says, I'm going to always remember this. And it had a woman who was bent over backwards with a dresser, a desk, and all kind of stuff just piled up on her back. And they were like, this is what women have to carry. And I was like, wow, oh my goodness, this is what people perceive out here as, this is, you know, I have to be this way. And my thing is, no, I don't have to be this way. I can walk with ease. Although stuff is coming at me, I'm going to build myself up strong enough to conquer these things that come at me. And this is why I am a business broker, because I connect myself with different resources that can help me take these burdens off. And this is why I like to share it with my clients and with the audience. It's because you have different people like Mr. Jawan Buford, who is my small business resource. You know, I broker business relationships with different various people so that I can help the consumer, because guess what? We can't do it all. And so that's what I feel for me, being a conqueror is being able to bust through anything that come at me.
I love it. I love it. So somebody on Facebook who didn't give StreamYard the permission to use their name said facts. Then they started laughing because I think I went in. And then they all said going in. Yes. And then y'all already have a question for tonight. So this is how we're going to handle tonight. I will work your questions and I will pop them up. And the first question that you guys have is from Angel. Angel, faithful to us. When you first starting out like me, should I get a business license before I launch my business?
So, okay.
On that note, I am leaving. I am yielding the floor to y'all. See y'all in a few minutes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Buford.
Well, the first thing I want to share is this, right? I'm always reluctant to answer a general question like this because I feel like we don't have enough information, because a lot of it is going to be predicated upon the industry that you're in, right? There are certain industries where licensing is absolutely required, right? If you're going to be an investment advisor or an insurance agent, if you're going to work within the real estate industry, even if it is as a private investor, you want to learn about the licensing process. If you are working in the hair salon industry, believe it or not, right? We know a lot of individuals start out in the basement, but there's licensing required to be operating legitimately. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to converse with someone that's done something other than read a book and watch the YouTube video, right? And we know those people that I'm talking about. You want to converse with someone that's ideally working in the industry that you're taking aim at, and you want to consult with individuals who have business experience that can tell you exactly what type of licensing is required in order for you to be compliant, right? You want to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation where whether it be the state, the county, or the city can shut you down because you're not operating properly. So that's one of the first things I want to kind of clarify before we go in. I mean, the general response that I would advise individuals to pay heed to is yes, find out, number one, whether or not licensing is required. There's resources available. You can go to the LAR website here at the state of Michigan. If you're listening to this from the state of Michigan, you can literally visit that site. You can pull up businesses by industry and it will list the type of licensing that's required.
Right. So hopefully that answers your question, Angel. I hope it was Angel or Angela. But yes, this. I'm so excited to be on here today, because this is an opportunity for us to share with you. I've been in business for 22 years, and I'm going to tell you, it was a struggle at the beginning. It was a struggle, just like what Mr. Buford said about, wearing all the hats. And then you learn how to manage it all. And then, yes, it does get heavy, but you still have that burning desire that you want to keep on moving and keep on going. So this platform that he introduced me to is simply amazing. I enjoy the fact that I have a built-in entourage, because I believe all business owners should have a team of people, an accountant, a CPA, a bookkeeper, a lawyer, your digital marketing person, your finance person. That is your team. Every business person should have one. But we go in doing everything ourselves. And ask me how I know, because I did it. I did it. I thought that I could do everything. And I know bits and pieces about every aspect of the business. But can I say I'm an expert in everything? No. But I tell you one thing, I want to make sure that our business is built very, very strong from the beginning, and we have a great foundation. And I believe that this platform that Mr. Buford is going to share with us will help you to get there. I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. Once you hear this information, you're going to be amazed at what is available for us as business owners. So, Mr. Buford, you can go ahead and take it away.
Yes, indeed, Ms. Wells. And, you hit the nail on the head. Talent wins games, but teams win championships, right? And you learn that sooner or later. The professionals specialize just like doctors do. None of us would hire a foot doctor to operate on our brain. Well, if you have a real estate issue, you want to converse with a real estate expert, right? If you have a tort law or a contract issue, or like the question was just posed, you have a licensing issue, you want to be able to talk to a professional. You want to be able to talk to ideally an attorney in that situation that can speak to that need, right? If you have questions and you're an S Corp, or whether you're an LLC or a C Corp, whether it be questions about self-employment tax, look, that's 15% on top of state and federal. If you're not careful, you're not conversing with consultants to help you out, you can end up owing Uncle Sam almost 40% of every dime you bring in. Not a good look, right? If you're utilizing some other business structure, like I said before, S Corp or C Corp, you want to know what reasonable income is. You want to know what non-taxable dividends are. As business owners, when we begin to scale, I know for me coming up, one of the biggest questions I had was, look, If I hire an employee, should I pay them 1099 or W-2? Should I pay myself 1099 or W-2, right? What documents are required to onboard someone properly? What do I need to have in place to protect my business interests? And these are questions that I think as business owners, we all need to answer, and we've all dealt with at some point in time or another. If you're in a situation where, look, you need an NDA, a non-circumvent, or a non-compete, right? These are documents that are absolutely imperative when it comes to putting the foundation of your business in place. I love with what Ms. Deborah Franklin talked about, the foundation, right? These are foundational documents, an independent contractor agreement, making sure that if you have a partner, you have a partnership agreement, an operating agreement, right? These things are imperative. Those things help define what roles and responsibilities individuals have in your business. It protects you. It will protect your intellectual property. It'll protect your business as an asset and ownership of your business and the revenue and cash flow that comes through your business. All these things are absolutely necessary. And so, once again, I think a lot of us learn this over the course of time, but of course, the biggest challenge at the end of the day is, where do we acquire this information? Where do we acquire this wisdom? Where do we acquire the technical assistance necessary to execute, right? It's one thing to know that we need these documents, but how do we acquire them? How do we make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed so these documents are done properly, so we're really protecting our interests and not putting ourselves in a legal situation? And, the question I would pose to everyone listening is simply this, and it's the same question I ask most individuals, whether it's a group of 500 or belly to belly, eyeball to eyeball. And it's this: over the last 5 years, if you could have picked up the phone, right? Or nowadays, if you could have jumped online, and you had access to a network for over 7,000 business consultants and attorneys that would help you with the following things. Let's say, once again, you have questions about how to pay your taxes. Should it be quarterly or annually? Should you pay yourself 1099 or W-2? How much would it be worth to know that you could pick up the phone and you have access to experts who actually specialize in those areas to walk you through that process and help you navigate it? What if you were in a situation where, quite frankly, you were concerned about a dispute you had with an employee or a business partner, and you wanted to make sure that your business interests were protected, particularly as it relates to intellectual property matters, copywriting, trademarking, patenting, right? These intellectual property questions that come up. What if you could pick up the phone and help and have someone to help you navigate those waters, make sure the paperwork is done properly, make sure the research has been done properly, and you understand the process from A through Z? What if you're in a situation where, quite frankly, you have questions about marketing your business? I have clients I've worked with for almost 20 years that I've watched go out of business because they didn't have a professionally curated social media presence. They didn't have a website, right? And on the flip side, there are business owners right now who are having more success during the pandemic than before. And it's once again because they have a social media presence. They have a website. Things are coordinated. What if you could pick up the phone and have access to consultants to help you do that? Help you monitor your social media content to make sure you're actually reaching your target market, to make sure that if you're paying $20 a month or if you're paying $2,000 for your social media presence, that it's actually converting prospects into clients. How much would that be worth to you, right? What if you could pick up the phone and let's say you have questions about something as simple as, look, I have my LLC set up, but no one's walked me through questions like, how do I avoid commingling my money? Should I have a business checking account or a business DDA versus a personal account? How do I manage those things? No one sat down with me and talked to me about, if I hire an employee, should I have them sign a W-9 at the end of the year, right? Or are there any other documents that require? What if you have payroll and you decide, look, there's two things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to spend 3 hours a Friday on payroll. The other thing I'm not going to do is be up at 2, 4 o'clock in the morning learning HTML and trying to plot videos, right? And learn how to literally curate a website. What if you could pick up the phone and you had access to consultants that would help you navigate those processes and help you utilize the technology that's required to speed things up, right? What if you could pick up the phone and have access to all these matters and more? Look, last but not least, look, once again, if you've been in business for longer than 2 to 3 minutes, conflicts are going to rise. And most legal conflicts have nothing to do with merit or principle. It's just someone who's mad at you. They're trying to get even with you. They're trying to get over on you. They're trying to take advantage of you. We've all been there if you've been in business, once again, for longer than 2 minutes. So what if you could pick up the phone and you had access to consultants and attorneys that would show up to court? Now, you can't be Grand Theft Auto. You can't be out here punching people in the face and, you think you Suge Knight reincarnate, if you catch my drift, right? But what if you knew there was some type of civil suit that was on deck and you wanted protection against that civil suit? What if you could pick up the phone and know that you have a team of attorneys all across North America all across Canada. We even have plans that will protect you if you're doing business in the UK. That's right. And you could pick up the phone, they'd review paperwork, answer questions, and even show up to court, protect your interests. And here's a $1 million question. What if you knew you could have access to this network? $2 million per month to serve you as a business owner. I think we all can agree that if you're paying a firm $2 million per month, that buys you a lot of privilege and access, right? And I've given you a snapshot of it. What if you knew you could have access to all these resources for approximately $2 to $3 a day, less than the cost of a bag of chips or a Faygo pop and some gum at the local convenience store? And they would do all these things and more. And at the end of the day, in a nutshell, that's what we provide. That's how we help business owners level up. So you're not paying $2 to $4 an hour. You're not paying exorbitant $2,000 and $3,000 retainers, and you don't even know whether or not the professionals can help you out, right? We help you resolve those matters. We give you peace of mind. We surround you, as Ms. Wells said, with that team, with that network to help you level up in your business. I'll give you 2 examples of how this service has been a godsend to me personally. I recently purchased a vehicle not too long ago, walked into the dealership, told the salesperson, look, I need a vehicle for personal and business purposes. And, I need to take care of this sooner rather than later. And to be transparent with you, when you put the purchase agreement and finance agreement in front of me, I didn't see anything wrong with it. The interest rate was right. The car payment fit the budget. I was happy. I was good. I could have driven off the lot a happy person. But because I had access to this membership, this platform that Ms. Wells has shared with you, I was able to pick up the phone. I was able to take my phone out. I was able to take a picture of the documents, send the documents to my law firm. Feels good to say that, right? To my law firm, not my one attorney. They reviewed the documents, gave me a phone call the following day. They said, look, Mr. Buford, have you purchased that vehicle? Have you signed the purchase? I said, no. They said, good. I said, why? They said, well, look, embedded inside the agreement is a $600 diagnostic fee. It's already been performed, but they're getting ready to charge you that anyway. I said, come again? They said, Mr. Buford, how do you feel about paying $600 for a car wash today? And I don't know what you're thinking when you're hearing this, but I was thinking to myself, my God, man, if you don't know your rights, you truly don't have it. People will take advantage of you in a heartbeat. I literally put the law firm on speakerphone. As soon as the salesperson realized I was actually talking to attorneys, out of nowhere pops the general manager, like magic pixie dust. She's sitting in front of me, asking my favorite color, talking to me about my children, what I do for a living. She grabs the purchase agreement, disappears behind the glass doors, brings it back. All of a sudden, the car is $600 less. It gets better, though. 2 weeks later, I received a phone call, not from the dealership, but from the bank that actually financed the vehicle, that said, Mr. Buford, because the make and model of that vehicle that you just bought, it was a Jetta, because you're utilizing it for business purposes and because that vehicle was transported from Ohio to Michigan, we found another $3,000 in finance charges that you're really not legally obligated to pay. How soon can you come back to the dealership and sign a new finance agreement? And ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm here to tell you, having access to attorneys and business consultants, they don't have magic pixie dust. They can't fix all your problems, but things go your way. People treat you differently. They handle you differently, and you save money as opposed to dealing with the expense of making bad decisions when you have this type of access, right? I have another good friend of mine, owns a staffing company and a construction and trucking company. I was sitting in his office 2 years ago. I remember like it was yesterday. I'm sitting in his office, and he received a phone call from one of his employees. It was a truck driver in Mississippi, hit someone and basically almost killed him. Okay. Now, look, aside from the possible loss of life, we know what the other concern is. The other concern is, let's be real, he's a business owner. So he's thinking about if that driver's been drinking, if that truck was on the road and wasn't compliant, and in particular, if that business owner was aware of these things, right? That civil suit is coming along the line, right? You can't avoid it. Could quickly turn to a criminal suit. But because he had access to our services, he was able to, number one, pick up the phone, call our law firm here in Michigan, who immediately patched him into the law firm in Mississippi. The driver was able to talk to the attorneys before the police arrived there, and he was able to receive advice and not self-incriminate, right? Get himself in trouble and end up saying the wrong thing. In addition to that, the business owner here in Michigan was able to avail himself of the attorneys for the exact same thing. When the questions came, he knew what questions he was legally obligated to answer and which questions he should have stayed mum on. In addition to that, the civil suit and the insurance company has to be dealt with. If he files that claim, and particularly if that driver was on the road and shouldn't have been on the road, we know that insurance company's going to do one or two things. They're going to drop the coverage come the anniversary, which means he's out of business, or they're going to raise the rates and make it so exorbitant that he can't afford to be in business anymore. So for those of you who have to have bonding, for those of you who have to have insurance, this is important, right? I want you to listen to this. So what was he able to do? Once again, he was able to call our law firm. Our law firm in Florida got involved, dealt with the insurance company for him. The law firm in Mississippi got involved with the other party, basically informed the other party that he was utilizing our services, our program, and that our attorneys would go to court and we would consult with him, review contracts and documents, and even show up, and he wasn't going to have to worry about the out-of-pocket. So what does that mean in layman's terms? Unless that other party's attorney, unless that other party could afford to spend $30, $60, $100, $200,000 suing that business owner, you know what's going to happen with that case, right? They ended up settling for a price that was very favorable to, let's say the guy's name is Jack to protect his identity. He cut a check out of his business DDA. He made that lawsuit go away. But more importantly, he didn't have to file a disastrous claim. He didn't have to worry about the cost and expense of an ongoing legal case. Over that 9-month period of time that Jack utilized our services, court appearances, contracts, document review, consultations, the whole 9 yards, we charged him a whopping $1,200. And where I come from, that's called a fantastic outcome. That's a great ROI, right? And so that's what we provide in a nutshell. That is a brief overview of the platform and the nature of the services we provide. And, look, it's a pleasure and a privilege to always share this information about our service offerings. I believe entrepreneurship is empowerment, and while everyone can't, let me correct that. Everyone can be an entrepreneur. Just not all of us are prepared for it, right? And we don't need everyone to be successful. We just need more. We need more people making kitchen table decisions for their families, being able to have influence in their neighborhoods, in their communities. And if you're sick and tired of being last hired and first fired, you become an entrepreneur. And by the way, there's more than one way to vote. You vote at that ballot box, but you, as an entrepreneur, you can also cut the check for the people that you feel like your community deserves to represent them, right? And so that's how I'm about that life. And that's why I'm here on behalf of Miss Selena Wells, here to support her. Once again, no, you cannot be working with a finer individual. She has had tremendous success, an incredible blessing to the community, and I'm just happy to be here to advocate and speak on her behalf tonight. So, Ms. Wells, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. But look, don't waste your time. Know that you're working with a phenomenal individual. Give her a heartbeat props. So often we wait till people are dead and gone. I'm going to give it to Ms. Wells. I'm going to give it to Ms. Franklin now. Give them their heartbeat props and definitely follow up with them.
I love it. I love it. You know, so I guess my question would be now is, what is the name of the business and how do the listeners get in contact with you?
So they can contact me directly, SelenaRWells.biz, and the affiliate business is Legal Shield. So Legal Shield is the name of the business that we both are a part of. And they could reach me directly at SelenaRWells.biz or through my phone number, 313-516-2004. Those are two areas that I'll be quick to, to respond. I love texting. I can get a number of things done by text. So you can text that number or call that number and I'll be able to assist you and direct you. But you can also go to the website and get the information as well.
Awesome. I know people have definitely enjoyed what you've had to say, and I'm looking forward to it because everybody that is starting a small business needs that connection, because a lot of times we just jump out and okay, so we always say we walking by faith. Okay, guys, yes, you got to walk by faith, but you also need to get some help. You need
exactly.
Even Peter had to say, "Help me, Jesus." So you need to come on and know that, yes, go ahead. If God is giving you the vision to start the business, the first step is to start it. And the second step is start putting those things in place that you need, because that next round that comes through, you don't want to miss it. Because, okay, so I'm going to use about the foolish bridesmaids. Don't be like the ones that didn't have no oil because they didn't put enough in there. And so when the bridegroom came, they was left out. You better make sure you got your oil full and it's burning, because when that next wave come through, you want to make sure that your business is being seen. And Madonna said, this is fabulous. Great information. Most definitely. So I know the Church Girl CEOs were logged in because I was watching it. And I'm so excited that tips, and I look forward to having some more time when you guys when we can definitely get together, especially on Tip Tuesday. So start dropping some tips about what they need to do when they're starting to get that business on Tip Tuesday, as well as Work With Me Wednesday, because it's Legal Shield. A lot of people have heard of Legal Shield, and so I'm gonna be real. I've heard Legal Shield, but because I got with people that were trying to oversell me and wouldn't let me make a decision, I said, look, I ain't got time for this. But if I had known some of the other things as far as how it could help my business, as opposed to you trying to just get a piece of dollar from me, then I probably would have paid a little bit more attention to it when they were trying to share the information. So that's what I appreciate what you guys have done tonight. You have been upfront with the viewers. You have been upfront with the people that are logging in, and even the ones that are going to catch the replay. So I want to thank you for that. I want to appreciate you. And let me see. 30 seconds, Jawan Buford.
30 seconds, you got it.
See, I already know Selena gonna give me 30 seconds. I want you to let the people know how they can find you in one word of encouragement.
The first thing I would say is you can find me on LinkedIn. JUJUANBUFORD, so you can take inventory. I can be reached at 248-560-7564. That's 248-560-7564. Also have a very easy email address, catchjsbuford, so it's CATCH JSB as in Bravo, UFORD as in David @gmail.com. My word of encouragement is, you do have to faith it till you make it. But also what I want to encourage individuals to understand is, look, this pandemic's going to come to an end, and I want you to stop waiting. Stop waiting for the good times to come back. Stop waiting for normal. Stop waiting for these. They're not going to happen. And while you're on the sideline waiting, someone's taking your candy. Someone's taking your business. So I want to encourage you, follow up with professionals like Ms. Wells, follow up with Ms. Franklin, and get started. While people are on the sideline, now is the time to jump into your business and get it going. So that is the word of encouragement. And I went for like 45 seconds. I'm sorry.
You did. You did. 45.
So, you know what? It's amazing when you have passion about something. And that's what you see in Mr. Buford. You see his passion, and that's what connected us. What connected us is his passion for business. I absolutely love business. And my encouragement is for all business owners to be about their business. Your business is your baby. So be about that business. Let's set it up and make sure that we set it up properly so that we can be successful for years to come. We say we want to leave a legacy, but we don't do the work for that legacy to really stand strong. So that's why we're here. We're here to help to put your feet on that solid ground, making sure that you build the business the proper way. So be blessed, guys. Thank you, Coach Deborah.
Woo, 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 woo. And for those of you that have just turned in, you better go back and watch that replay, because this was some information that was fire. Well, all right, guys, I love you to life. Peace out. Have a good one.
Peace.